Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm setting up my last bullet journal spread of the year, my December setup. Can you believe how fast this year has flown by? It feels like a whirlwind of everything. But looking back, I'm so grateful for starting this journey of making videos and sharing my creativity with you. So for December, I wanted to create something that feels warm, cozy, and full of holiday cheer. And what's cozier than adorable dogs all bundled up in sweaters and scarves? That's why I went with the dogs in sweater theme for this month's spread, and I can't wait to show you how it turned out. So I started by outlining all the dogs using my trusty Pigma Micron pen with the 01 tip. The designs turned out super adorable, but I'll admit I had a bit of hard time figuring out how to arrange all the dogs on a single page, but after some trial and error method, I managed to work it out. So I drew a variety of dogs to keep things fun and dynamic, some with rocky, cozy sweaters and others just with scarves, and I've included a mix of poses too to keep it cheerful and lively. I also have a Labrador at home, so of course I had to include him in the cover page. It felt extra special to add a personal touch by drawing him all bundled up. It's like he's part of the festive celebration in my journal. And I have to say the golden retriever puppy and the wiener dog at the bottom of the page completely stole my heart. They added so much charm to the setup and I couldn't stop smiling while drawing them. Once I finished outlining all the dogs, I used my Tombow Fudenosuke hard tip brush pen to write the title December. Since it's festive season, I couldn't resist adding some big colorful Christmas lights around the title for that extra holiday cheer. Well, now comes the fun part, coloring. Starting with the red Crayola Supertip to color in the adding that classic holiday vibe. And for golden retriever sweater, I went with plaid pattern. And for the wiener dog sweater, I chose soft pastel blue Tombow brush pen for the base color. Then I added fun pattern on top using Sakura jelly roll gel pen. Then I proceeded with drawing the patterns on all the dog sweaters and scarves. Each dog got its own unique design, from stripes to chevron, to make them stand out and give each one bit of a personality. I try to keep everything very simple and festive and use only festive colors like red and green and a little bit of blue. When it comes to coloring the dogs, I chose 3 different shades of brown and played around with them to give each dog a bit of depth and dimension. And for the Labrador, I left him white just like my own Labrador at home. And for the Husky, I used grey Crayola marker to capture that cold and frosty look they have. To tie everything together and make the cover page more cohesive, I outlined the entire border with red marker and then filled it in. It really helped frame the spread and gave it that clean, finished look while adding a pop of festive color. And for the Christmas light bulbs, I went for the classic look with red, blue, yellow and green colors, and I alternated the bulbs to create fun traditional holiday vibe. Lastly, to give the spread that perfect winter vibe, I used my red Tombow brush pen to add some snowflakes in the background. Then I took my white jelly roll pen and scattered a few more snowflakes around the border. So here's my completed cover page. Moving on to my monthly log, I decided to add some fun touches by drawing a few dogs peeping out from top of the calendar. For some reason, a few of the dogs turned out super wobbly and funky, but honestly, I kind of loved it. It gave them a playful, quirky vibe. I outlined all the dogs and gave them festive Christmas headbands like hats, antlers, bows and stars to make them extra holiday ready. Then I use my Copic Multiliner with a 0.5 tip to carefully draw out the calendar itself. The calendar boxes are 6 by 6 dot grid, perfect for keeping things compact and organized. So for the title, I sketched out December in a bold block letter font to make it stand out. Then I repeated this theme by drawing those big, colorful fairy light bulbs around the title. For the days of week, I went with the clean and classic serif font. It gave the calendar a nice structured look while still keeping things neat and readable. Next, I went ahead and colored all the dogs and their festive props, from the bright red antlers to the cozy scarves. Adding colors really brought everything to life. To add a pop of red, I use my Tombow brush pen to fill in the header and the block letters spelling out December. I also use the same brush pen to create a circle for dates of the month, which really made everything feel cohesive. At this point, the spread was looking so festive with all the bright red accents. Next, I colored in the fairy light bulbs with the same four classic colors, red, blue, yellow and green, and then added a few more snowflakes in the background to finish off that wintry touch. It was coming together so beautifully. Moving on to my tracker, I used my Copic 0.5 marker and sketched out the word tracker in the same bold block letter font to keep the theme consistent, and I used the same Copic marker to draw neat calendar boxes for the tracker layout. To continue with the theme, I drew two dogs peeping from the sides of the spread, one wearing festive antlers and the other rocking a Christmas hat. For an extra festive touch, I added the big bulb fairy lights across the middle of the spread, tying everything back to the theme. This is the part I dread the most. It takes me so long and it's so hard for me to write all the tiny dates of the calendars 5 times in a row. Then I colored in the headers and the block letters using my Tombow brush pen. I pretty much used the same colors for the whole spread, red, a few shades of brown for the dogs, and classic 4 colors for the fairy lights. So I colored everything in and finished it off by adding a few bright red snowflakes for the final pop of the holiday cheer. This spread turned out so lively and fun. I kept the steep log very quick and simple this time. I drew 2 poodles all wrapped up in a cozy blanket with the title Sleep Log written beside them. To add some charm, I gave the blanket a plaid pattern and colored the border with my red marker for a cohesive final touch. I also colored the header and again added a few snowflakes to complete the look. It's a simple yet adorable spread that still ties perfectly into the theme. For the brain dump page, I drew an adorable corgi with a cozy scarf around his neck, adding a playful and festive vibe. I used my 01 Pigma Micron to outline the corgi. For the heading, I used the same cursive font with fairy lights as on the cover page to keep the theme consistent. And for the corgi scarf, I colored it red and green for that holiday touch, and I used a light brown color for the corgi itself. That gives it a warm, realistic look. To tie it all together, I added a red border around both pages, framing the spread beautifully and making it pop with cheerful holiday colors. Next up is my first weekly spread of the month. I started by drawing 12 by 8 dot grid boxes for the days of the week to keep things neat and organized. At the top, I wrote the heading Week 1 using a cursive font for week with festive Christmas lights strung around it and a bold block letter for the 1 to make it stand out. To add a playful touch, I drew an adorable golden retriever puppy at the bottom, wearing a festive Christmas sweater with words ho ho ho. It's such a cheerful detail that brings a lot of holiday joy to the spread. I used the red Tombow brush pen to color in the headers and also fill in the number 1 and the golden retriever sweater along with the words ho ho ho. To finish the whole spread, I added a few red snowflakes in the background to make it all cohesive, and I think it turned out super cute. Here's a final flip through of my December setup, from cozy dogs in sweaters to festive fairy lights and snowy accents. This spread was such a joy to create. I also have an exciting video coming up, a full flip through of all the spreads I've created this year while I didn't film them. I'm so excited to share the journey and reflect on the themes I've made this year. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more bullet journal inspiration. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in next video. Happy holidays and happy journaling.